This right here is a 1/18 scale 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo by Maisto. Now this is a re-review in case you've seen my other review of this car. I'm just doing a re-review in HD, so you'll get to see this car in better detail. Like most Maistos, the doors do open, the hood opens, or in this case it is a little storage compartment. However, the hood does not want to stay open, but unfortunate. And the back engine compartment does open also. Pretty nice model. Like most Maistos, you do have suspension. Suspension is pretty tight, and there is no suspension in the front. Not much room to put it in there anyway, though, because this is such a small car in terms of suspension. Very tightly packed suspension in the real one. Detailing inside is pretty nice. Really nice detail inside. I like the dashboard. What they've done with this setup here. You can find the Lamborghini logo up here, steering wheel, decals everywhere, silver paint around the trim details, decals up there for the speedometer and such. Very nicely done. One thing don't like too much is that you can actually see the exterior paint up here on the edges. Bit unfortunate, but because the dash is pushed so far forward, I think Maisto had a little bit of an issue trying to get that hidden in there. Bit unfortunate. I wish they would have painted that over in black so it looks like the rest of the interior. It's not bad though. In my opinion, it looks alright. Up here, this little screen almost looks real. It almost looks like a real computer screen. Very nicely done. Seats, very nicely done. You have these black seats. I'm sure this is leather with a white and white center and little seatbelt details in there. Your parking brake, shifter, etc. Very nicely done. Looks good. Headlight details. Wow, very nicely done. Very realistic looking, especially from a distance. In here, well, it's not too much detail actually in there in terms of it's just a big silver plastic piece, but it looks very realistic. You can find the Lamborghini logo in the front there, and also a little bit of grille details. However, those are just solid plastic pieces. As they are black, you don't notice them too much as being of lack of detail. It looks fine in my opinion. Rear also, you find these same details for the vents. An Italian license plate, the Lamborghini logo, fairly well detailed exhaust pipes, a little bit fake looking, bit unfortunate, and the taillights also, they should have a center, the center part right here should be white for the reverse lighting in there. That's not there. That's a bit of a detraction. And this rear light bar right here is just a sticker. That's a bit unfortunate, and I don't like these gaps. Gaps are pretty big back here. It's a little bit too bad, but they are there just so that this rear portion can open up freely. In the front here, front compartment, well, there's nothing to look at here. No spare tire, nothing. You can put things in there if you want. Just mainly a little thing for groceries and such, but nothing to look at in there. Let's take a look at the rear engine. Pretty nicely detailed. I'd say it's about average for a Maisto. A little bit lacking in details, unfortunately. Looks alright, but I wish they would have put a little bit more work into this. You can find the Lamborghini logo up there. Moderately detailed, a little bit stark. And I wish Maisto would have put in a little bit more effort in this engine, being that it is such a nice and popular model, the Lamborghini Gallardo. Perhaps a future model. These rearview mirrors right here are actually separate plastic, or sort of a rubbery feel actually, and they do feel slightly loose. They're not going to come off easily, but if you're giving this model to a younger child, these are probably going to break off very soon because they're not very sturdy at all. I would have liked to see that built into the door as a single metal piece. but it looks alright. And as long as it's sitting on your shelf as a collector's car and you're not dropping it or abusing it in any way, that should be fine. You can see the windshield wipers here with the windshield details. Very nice windshield details. A little bit of a window on the side there. Very nicely done. Wheels look very nice. Very realistic wheels. I like the little Lamborghini detailing in there. All the bolts and nuts in there. You can see the interior disc and the disc brakes. Very nicely done. One thing I don't like too much is the side lighting. I wish that would have been a separate plastic piece. However, it is just painted on. That's a bit of a detraction. Same here. Too bad, but it looks alright. And it's fine for a budget car. Up here you can actually see the little vents in here. Again, just solid plastic pieces, not much detail. And the metal right here inside by this vent, you might be able to see it's just slightly rough. Like it hasn't been cut very extremely accurately. So that's a bit of a downside in my opinion. Looks a little cheap in that respect. I would have liked to see a little bit more from Maisto. However, in terms of everything else, shut lines, very tight in the back. Front, a little wider here, not bad, but shut lines look great. Up here, very nicely done. Sometimes I've seen with other budget car models, they struggle a little bit with the Lamborghini cars. I don't know if it's because of the sharp-edged doors and gaps and such, but I think Maisto did a pretty good job on this. As good as could have been done. Back here, shut lines are pretty big, as we talked about earlier. And in the front, a little bit big here. This hood right here is just sitting slightly above the front bumper here on this side. It does push down slightly, but it's not exactly flush with the headlights on this side, unfortunately. It is here, but there's a little bit of a raised edge on this side. Underneath, moderately detailed. Doesn't look bad, but I would have liked to see a little more, especially with the exhaust system. There's just not much in the front. A little bit too bad in that respect, but if you opt for a Welly or any other higher budget car model in that respect, you might find more details, but you'll have to be paying more. If you opt for a higher budget model, perhaps a Welly or an Auto Art, you'll find better detailing, you'll find much more realistic looking detailing. However, you will pay more. This model I actually bought at Costco for $12. Very, very good deal. Online, list price is around $25. If you're opting for a Welly, prices raise up about $30, about $50. If you're opting for an Auto Art, you can go way over $150 per car. So in terms of a budget model, this is very well done, very good product for the money. I recommend it, highly recommend it. Would it be good for children? Yeah, children, it might be good for them. Any questions or comments about this model, post in the comment section, and thanks for watching.